7 o'clock. We're live.
Right. Do I need these, what are these, the lavaliers, or these things are called?
Yep, you need your lavalier.
Did I get that right?
You did.
Wow, surprised.
We're letting people trickle in.
I'll let you take the inside. They can hear us now if we were on this, or they're not turned on?
I have it. We're not on.
Okay.
No, you are. You are. Look. What?
Oh.
I'm gonna go in there and test it.
Well, I just turned this on.
Ta-da! We're gonna go, I guess, this way with it. Hey, Amanda, I need you to come set us.
I'll
Yeah.
just squat and we'll see.
Amanda can come set us.
Volume is on here.
Yeah, and then put your lavalier on so I can set you. Yeah, you're good and green. I'm good and green.
Good and green.
Gotcha. I got you a beverage.
Thank you much.
I got you some nuts in case you wanted the nuts.
I'm good.
All right. And
Oh boy.
yeah,
Perfect.
we did La Croix,
Oh, wow.
Tears of Our Enemies, and Black Raspberry. We got some setup tonight.
All right, great.
You know,
Is this on the tube?
it is on the tube.
The tube
So
of views.
If
All
you
right.
wanted to, if you want to watch the,
Well, I think I can get into studio and watch while we're.
yeah, you would be able to do that. Taking a few moments, being. Oh yeah, Amanda might be able to put us up on the big screen so we can see the live chat from here, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, we'll give it a moment.
Just a moment. Yeah, it might. I wouldn't. Yeah, thanks. Good call. Yeah, you could do that.
We don't need it on the big screen. We got our phones. If
Yeah.
it's gonna mess with the.
As long as you can see the chat, I just want you to be able to.
Yeah, that's.
Keep up with the chat.
I just want to keep up with the chat, and let me.
Shows two people which one do you need in here.
Oh, that's
use
good.
My phone. That's probably.
Well, good. I have some flavor back. This was a very raspberry essence water.
Okay. Well, it's a few seconds delayed.
Well, as
but-
long as you can see the chat, that's all that matters.
Yeah, as long I can see the chat. Oh, hello there.
Oh, and you got a Toby dog.
Toby here.
Well, are you ready? 3, 2,
Yeah, I'll keep that here. Keep that official. And welcome to the Barrel Buddies. I'm James.
and I'm BJ. Welcome back to your weekly booze, news, and reviews. We're going to do locale this evening, thanks to Jimmy and coming over and being at the Askins compound.
That's it.
Because I'm getting ready to au revoir to the Great White North.
Yeah, I was going to say, where are you going? Can you divulge
Of course.
about your trip?
I'm going to go to Boston for a couple of days.
Oh,
hit up
Boston.
some of those good New England breweries, and then getting on a boat and going up to Canada, eh?
Okay.
So I'm pretty pumped to go up to Canada and on the
Should be a fun
hunt for
time.
some Canadian whiskey to bring back for the show.
Found North, if you're up there.
Little
And
Found North, Caribou Crossing.
Yeah, if you can find
If I can find some Caribou
Crossing.
Some maple finish, maple barrel finish.
Some JP Wisers for our Canadian fans out
Yeah.
there. And
Some good JB Wisers.
what else?
Maybe some good Vermont / Canadian.
Yeah, I'm really trying to think
Little
what
whistle
what was the name of the one I really enjoyed during the Canadian whiskey taste off? It
Oh,
started with
yeah.
a W, I think.
Yeah, and it was in the plastic bottle.
Yeah.
We were like, this is
Surprisingly really good.
I'll need you to take a picture and send it to me so that I know what's going on.
Yeah.
Can you view the chat there, or is anybody chatting? Don't be afraid to chat with us tonight. We can still see the
yeah,
chat.
I mean, I don't see anything.
We can still interact with you, you might say.
Yeah, so I'm gonna lower the quality down.
Oh yeah, lower that quality.
Jeez, I just
Make
want to
us
see
look
the
really
chat.
good.
No, it's not on not on your end. It's on my end. All right.
Well, welcome. We're glad to have you. We're going to talk about a bourbon that is highly allocated.
There we go. Now I can see the chat. Mrs. Askins asking about Canadian whiskey is generally sweeter.
That's true.
Sweeter undertones.
because of all that maple syrup they have up there, eh?
Stop. All right, so not to I want to bring us back full circle to our offering tonight. People are like, "What is with this Hancock's bottle he's sitting on?" This,
I'm
what is
glad
this?
to get into this.
Buffalo Trace product.
It's an unknown, unless you're really into the collector's series. The Hancock's Reserve. You were telling me it just dropped, so it's hitting out to a lot of your shops right now.
I'll say I think this dropped beginning of September officially, and kind of came and went. I think a lot of the taters scooped this up.
Oh, absolutely.
So one of the big gripes, I guess, this year was the insane increase in price.
How much?
So funny you ask. 90, I believe this was going for at
90 a bottle?
Total Wine.
Stop it.
And I believe it was confirmed that it should be, was it $59.99 or $69.99, which is way above the price I paid for pre-COVID.
This
right
should be
before
going for
COVID,
$39.99.
I paid $40 for this bottle.
$40.
It's rumored to be, well, not rumored.
It is.
The people are saying it's basically Blanton's Junior that doesn't really fit the Blanton standard. They end up putting it into Hancock's.
This is Hancock's Reserve Presidents.
Uncle P, how's it going?
Hancock's Presidents Reserve.
He's joining us tonight.
88.9 proof.
Yeah, I was going to say if you wanted to rattle off what's on the
44.45%. So it's a little under the 45% mark. But yeah, a beautiful bottle. I've always liked the Hancock's bottle. And yeah, it's always rumored and said that it is a Buffalo Trace product, and it's always
not rumored. It's definitely a Buffalo Trace product.
And it's always rumored to be the
Blanton Seconds.
The Blanton Seconds. It's leftover. It's leftover Blantons.
Yeah, that's the rumblings. I mean, who knows what the truth is? If someone from Buffalo Trace wants to say otherwise and not some internet know-it-all, please put that in the chat and let us know or leave a comment. We do appreciate all of your criticisms. I'm going to tell you right now, the nose on this is super ethanol-y, and it's like sweet alcohol.
It is. So
that's the way to put it.
One thing that I think that everybody knows about Hancock's, if you know anything about Hancock's, if you've had Hancock's before, there is a distinguishing flavor and nose profile, just like with our friend Jack Daniels, distinguishing flavor and nose profile, which is Banana Runts.
Dickel. Another standout has
with
a
the
very
Flintstone vitamin,
minerality,
right?
Minerality, Flintstones vitamins, Wet Rock. Is what I said it. Dickel.
Hancock's has the distinct flavor profile and nose characteristic of, you said it kind of already with sweetness, pink bubble gum. Smells
I do get a bubble gum.
Like
wow, that's a
pink,
great
old school double bubble gum.
It absolutely does, and you know what? Pink bubblegum is. There was an amazing Blanton store pick I had a few years ago that was nothing but bubblegum.
And Blanton sometimes has the bubblegum action.
I get that. I get that with this. So cheers. I want to get into this.
Yeah.
And see if nose and taste correlate.
It's interesting. It does have like drugstore bubblegum, like old school. So for those of you who are old enough, and sometimes a Walgreens or a CVS will have this smell. It's a mentholated scent, Bengay almost.
Menthol-y. That's like a menthol.
It's this old school
medicinal,
which I think comes through in this a little bit.
There is like a medicinal medicine. It's like a medicinal.
It's medicine. It has a smell and even a taste on the palate that is reminiscent of like a drugstore.
Yeah,
drugstore bubblegum. Like, oh, when I was young and I went to the drugstore with Grandpa.
Sterile bubblegum from like a hospital.
Yep. Yes. I agree. You're right. And but it's not bad.
It's not bad. But it's
nostalgic.
Yeah, it's maybe and maybe that we're getting a little hints of maybe age. You get the tannins, rancio, maybe a hair that is coming through that we're
maybe a little oak.
getting, but it's really just sweet and ethanol-y.
I would say it's unique. As most Hancocks that I've had it sits right in that Hancock's unique flavor profile.
If I had to compare it to a cigarette, it's Newport's.
Weird.
Am I
Weird.
Am I wrong?
You're not
in
that. You're not that
comparison?
off.
Like, think about cigarette brands and
Yeah.
where Newport's fall. I
Yeah.
think Hancock's
Where
falls.
it's kind of like it kind of
It
tastes like a
wants
cigarette.
to be. Yeah, it wants to be a better menthol cigarette. Like, it wants to be like a Camel or
Now with more
a
cigarette
Marlboro,
flavor.
like a Marlboro menthol.
It's now with more cigarette flavor.
But it's not like that quality, that quality standard.
It
I
does-
hope I know this is
You know
really a
what?
random
Hold
tangent
on.
and
We are. We're, being,
reference.
we're out of our normal element. We're doing something a little off. But I think that we're on to something, and that is that we're having something that it is seconds, right? And
Yeah.
I think it tastes like.
But I don't think they. But here's the thing:
Seconds.
we need to remember, Buffalo Trace doesn't market it as that. We just know this from our insider knowledge of talking to people. Like, I think they truly they market this just as like a product. It's an allocated yearly release.
Hold on.
I don't think they're touting it as like, oh, if you guys can't get Blanton's, get this.
And how many
Yes.
Hancock's
What?
Reserves T-shirts do you have? How many Hancock's Reserve
0.
coasters, posters, rings, and watch faces? Come on, this is a deep cut. This is a deep cut.
I guess deep cut kind of gives it like a little bit of clout, and I don't know that I want to give it the respect and clout. Like, I think that there's a taste and a respect
This is a good
need to
song
meet on a
the
certain
B-side.
level. Okay,
It's a good song on a B-side of an album, right? You're like, ooh, this is like a good song on the B-side.
Excuse me.
I don't always
Slabs
listen to
on.
the side, but when I do, I kind of like this. Again, if we saw Hancock's on the shelf, would you go buy it? Yeah, you'd probably pick it up.
Not
at 90.
Not at 90. Not
Not
at
at
$90.
$90.
Yeah, that's a little.
At
eh.
$60, maybe.
At 60, I would be
You
like,
know
do
what
I
it
already
is.
have one? Is it open? And if it was, I don't already have one, and I don't have an open one, yeah, I would grab it. If I already had one, regardless if it was open or not, I wouldn't get a backup bottle for this. Like, doesn't fall into the category of one I want to save or trade one.
Okay, here's another question.
Yeah.
So if you may or may not have, hypothetically, decided that in the middle of your day, you needed to step away and have a quick cocktail because things were just hard and difficult.
Sure. It's not this.
And this was sitting on the shelf at a really nice bar in comparison to some other gems that were also on the bar.
okay.
And I'm
hold
going
on.
to throw some things out there.
I want to do the same thing because I want to
The
compare.
entire Weller collection, Elijah Craig, EC18,
I don't think that's fair, though. I think you have to put it.
Blanton's.
You have to
Hancock's
compare
Reserve.
it. You have to compare it like for like, I think.
What would you compare this
Um,
to?
And I want to get to something in the chat here. Bruzel. I think it's Bruzel. Bruzel.
Hey, Bruzel.
He says that he hears that the Hancocks vary wildly. Absolutely. I have heard the exact same
Have
thing.
you? I've not heard that. That's a good point out, actually.
Well, you got to remember, it's claims to be, it's a single barrel. So it's proof down. My assumption is it's proof down because
At
they get to that
44.45,
44.45.
very proofed down.
Yeah, that's not anything coming out of a barrel proofing. They're watering that
Absolutely not.
sucker down. I will say yes, because I would say the same as Blanton's. Like, we're getting a bit of bubble gum on this, but I've also had some spicy Hancocks where I'm like,
Really?
ooh, like you kind of get like a rye, kind of like a citrus zest, citrus rind.
And I think that would be lovely. That's very.
But I don't get that
to me,
out of
that's
this.
Very Buffalo Trace product forward. The very citrus rind.
This probably was like, didn't pass quality control, and Blanton's was like, all right, then water it down and turn it into Hancock's. I think, and that's fine. I get it. I respect that business model. It's better than selling it to some Costco or Sam's Club as like their brand label, or
I think that's
dumping it down the drain.
I think that's a delightful idea. Would you buy this if this was Costco? If this was Kirkland,
Yeah, but if it was Kirkland, it would be $30.
and it would be amazing for $30.
I would buy it for $30.
For $30.
Yeah.
You have heartburn at $60. You have heartburn for this.
But I don't like the Bartons, they've done a lot of the 1792 releases that are Kirkland's.
What they do with that.
And it's kind of too much. They sell these 1 liter bottles for like $25.
Yeah, I got
and
some problems with what they're doing.
to be honest, the only thing I want to do with that, like, I'm not cracking that big ass bottle open and sitting on my back porch and having like a stick with that.
But you
and
could
hanging out.
and be
You
very
could.
guilt-free about it.
But yeah, I guess. But
Could.
there's nothing that's pushing me to be like, ooh, I can't wait till I get home to have some of that
Man, it's
Kirkland.
Friday night, time
Some of
for
that
a pour of that Kirkland.
Bartons.
What
Ooh,
that Kirkland?
ooh, Jonesing for some Kirkland. No.
Is there
Never.
anything? Wait, is there anything in this bottle of Hancock's that makes you feel that way?
There's nothing that's really drawn me
Not
back
for
to
me.
it. It's sweet. I don't mind it.
You know, the bubblegum novelty keeps kind of drawing me back because I'm like, oh, you just don't get that in a bourbon whiskey, so that keeps drawing me back.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's not terrible, but it's not great, and it's not memorable. Like, if you put this in a blind with a bunch of other kind of not bottom shelf, but even middle shelf products, like, it doesn't hold its own. I don't think there's anything that makes this stand out from a crowd.
I was just gonna say, what would you? You said you had to put it in something comparable. What would you compare this to? Yeah, I don't know.
I'm thinking, I'm just thinking of like
Four Roses. I might put this up against Four Roses.
the entry level Four Roses. I
Yeah.
actually agree with that. I would hold it up to that. I almost said mellow corn. I'm like, no, it's a totally different recipe, and I don't want to use
I wouldn't
that.
put this up against. I put this up against like
Um,
regular Four Roses. I put this up.
Oh,
Against...
all that benchmark. I would put all of this. This could be in a benchmark, and I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Am I right? I think I just made a great comparison there.
That's sad. Oh my god! But you know how sweet it is. You know, some of that benchmark is like so sweet. Also, a Buffalo Trace product, right?
Yeah.
And we have all those people that are like, if you can't find Blanton's, and
Get
if you,
this.
and if you can't find
Wait.
Buffalo Trace, then you should buy Benchmark. No, you shouldn't.
Don't buy
You
benchmark. I mean,
shouldn't.
top floor is barely passable.
We liked it. We liked it. It was okay.
Yeah.
I'd call her. I'd give her my
Safi, how's it going? Welcome to the show.
Safi, I'm so sorry. The answer to your previous question is yes, you do have permission, and if you need me to send you a file format,
She
let me
needs
know.
you to send her a shirt. So that's your duty is to.
Oh, yeah. Could you just DM us a size and we'll and an address and
send us via message,
and we'll send that off to you immediately.
The person who asks and cares, they do have YouTube Live now. But welcome to the show. I don't think I've seen you here before.
Wait,
Luke,
where?
how's it going? What does he say? He says sometimes Hancock smells like bleach. I mean, I wouldn't say you're far off, man. No. I need to pour myself
maybe like
some
all
more.
color safe bleach.
Are you ready for a little fill up here?
I'll take a splash.
Yeah,
more.
nothing-
I don't want
that's
very
it,
much
that's it.
more.
Yeah.
Because I brought out just to kind of supplement.
Yeah.
I brought out a little something from the annals of my collection tonight,
Okay.
which is as it's covered in dust, a Jack Daniel's single barrel select rye.
Okay.
Just in case you'd want to give that a go. I obviously haven't touched that in a minute.
Here's the thing.
It's good enough that we poured a little more.
I get a little bit of I still get that I get the bubble gum on the front end. Back end gets a little spicy. I think now that it's warmed up and we've opened it up a little bit, you get a little bit of rye. There's some spice, like rye spices, it's not baking spices. No, this is kind of
it's oak spice.
Mentholy oak spice.
It's like unbalanced. It's an unbalanced spice. So sometimes when you have that sickly sweet on the front end and you get a little finish of spice on the back end, it lends itself to being a really good spice balance. I don't get that here. I get it to be not a great balance, not a good spice, not a great finish.
Yeah.
Maybe bitter even.
Not a huge fan. Let's get into scoring. Nose, taste, value. So, friends, as you know, it's been a while since we talked about our scoring system.
Sure. We just threw it.
We rate on nose, taste, and value. We try to get it out of 100. Those 3 are out of 0 to 3, gives you 9. We reserve 1 point for what we call the blown away bonus. If something just really blows your mind and you want to give it an extra bonus, go right ahead. But that's typically the criteria that we judge. So with nose, sweet ethanol, little burn on the nose. Am I super amazed by it? No, I think I'm going to stand by a 1. I think it's just kind of meh for my nose. For taste, I'll give it a 1.5, which I think is being generous.
You think?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 1 because I am being generous, and I feel better saying 1 than 1.5, which is sad. Not really, because I think this does it's not meant to be a top shelf product, and I get that, but I'm still going to judge it accordingly. So 1 on the nose, 1 on the taste. Value at 80 is a joke. Value at 30, I would have given it a 3. Value at 80 to 100, a 1. Am I blown away? Under no circumstances. So if you're truly going by a score that puts me somewhere in the 30s, I usually use that as my point of reference. I'll drop this in the 40s, low 40s. I'm going to give it a 42.
Okay.
And there's my total score.
42, eh?
No blown away bonus, obviously.
A 42.
The proof, Uncle P wanted to know some stats. So this is 88.9 proof, or which would make it 44.45% alcohol.
Low.
Distilled,
low.
distilled, aged, and bottled by Buffalo Trace in Frankfort, Kentucky. I don't have any more information. Doesn't say anything else on here. It's a very, very basic offering. Yeah, Safi. So this is $90 this year, $90, which is 90 doll hairs, which is kind of insane.
It's too much.
I mentioned at the beginning of the show before some of you guys hopped on that pre-COVID, probably in like 2020, 2021 at the beginning, like before March hit and all the lockdowns, this was like $40.
And fairly easy to find. I remember seeing you could get Hancock's Presidential Reserve pretty easily.
Yeah.
In 2019, 2018.
Yeah.
I remember seeing Hancock's on the shelf and being like, oh, what's Hancock's?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's a pretty bottle.
It is. It's a beautiful glass bottle.
In some markets, they put it in a Crown Royal bag.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So there's like a red, this purple color.
Yeah.
Like, I know you guys can't see it from here, but it's kind of a dark,
it's
a royal purple
burgundy.
wine burgundy. It comes in like a satchel, like a Crown Royal bag.
Interesting.
I've seen it in some markets. I don't know if they still do it, but if you find it out there, maybe it's an old Dusty that's in the bag, you might as well scoop it up.
I was just going to say, I like that bottle enough that when you're done with it, I would love to. I think that'd be a nice infinity bottle.
It's a cool bottle.
Short little stubby guy.
And it's a 750.
And it's got these nice little like etching slits on the outside. It's a pretty bottle.
It is a cool bottle. I'm digging it because it kind of owns the old school look. It's like, you know what? We're just going to put it reminds me of a Wild Turkey, like pre-2000s bottle where it was like a foil sticker. Yeah. And I think they know that like it is what it is. And it's it. So jump in. Tell us what you think about this sucker.
Appreciate that. All right. So here's my score. On the nose, I'm going to give it a 1.5 because I am feeling generous, and I'm not going to take away in my generosity.
That's fair. Well,
similar feelings. I do. Again, I'm going to go back to what I said earlier. It's got that nostalgia of like going to the drugstore with your grandpa. Like it's got that mentholyptus. Sweet bubble gum.
Mentholyptus. I love that.
That gay mentholyptus make you feel like you can move again.
I'm about to go into surgery type. I smell like the alcohol, like rubbing alcohol.
Hey, Sonny, would you like a nickel? Yeah. So there's
you walk into a pharmacy. They're mopping the floors with like some type of cleaner.
Yeah.
And then you buy the bubble gum out of the machine
all the way down.
The ball swirls down.
And you're like,
The
What
gumball.
color did I get?
Pink.
Green.
Yeah, or you get the generic whatever, like a pink gumball. That's that's what that whole
it does. It brings back a
essence
memory.
and memory is in the bottle. Yeah,
And that's an interesting smell to get out of a bourbon. And I would say that it translates to the palate, translates over to the taste, which is interesting. Is it Blanton's Junior?
Absol. Oh, hold on.
No,
It's not.
I don't think so.
I get so like I can get triggered pretty easily, but when I read that on the internet, all these people and then they like comment and they're like, "Oh yeah, it totally is." I'm like, "You've obviously never had it or you don't have taste buds because
Right.
this is not Blanton's Junior." Like,
I think they're distinctively different.
get it? You're absolutely right. You're talking about a way higher proof,
Yeah.
what more defined. You know when you drink a Blanton's, right? It's got that sweetness.
I think
and
Blanton's tastes like sweet root beer barrels with butterscotch. It tastes like whiskey candy.
It's the entry level intro to bourbon.
And
is
this is
Blanton's,
this
right?
is sweet and bubblegummy. It's also weak and a little watery.
Yeah.
It's anemic, is what I'm going to use as my descriptor.
I like that.
So I'm going
I
to give
like
this
that.
a 1 because I think the nose is better
Okay.
than the taste. So I'm going to give it an anemic flavor profile. And then as far as $90, Buffalo
Here's the
Trace.
thing.
Collectors, taters,
They're all doing it.
and
They've all
store
caught on,
shopkeepers.
guys. Like everybody's caught on. Like bourbon,
Guys.
we're over the hump in the bourbon hobby
Guys,
hype, which is a good thing and a bad thing. But they've all caught on. Distilleries now are just going to
$60.
price gouge us
Okay,
and
$60
keep it at 60. Guys, you
At
got to
the
speak
most.
with your wallets out there too.
at the most.
Maybe.
And I don't even know that I'd pay $60 for it. So I will tell you that in the value, this gets a 0.
Oh,
This gets a 0.
you may give it a score lower than
This
me.
is a 0. So I've given it a 1 and a 1.5.
Yeah.
That's coming in at 25. I think that I could probably eke this up with a little blown away. I'll give it a little blown away bonus.
Okay.
I think this comes in at 36 out of 100 for me.
Wow. How did I give this a higher score than you?
You've been scoring. If you go back and watch some
I've
previous
been
shows,
generous.
you've actually been scoring a little better than me. And so while I may have given you some hell for being generous, you actually have been a lot more generous than I have been.
I'll take that as a
Oh.
compliment. Oh, you have a
Yes, sir.
visitor that wants to.
This is Toby, everyone.
Toby wants to be an honorary barrel buddy,
Toby's my bud.
and now you've woken the beast over there.
He's like over here crying. This is Toby. He's my dog.
What kind of dog is Toby?
He's a Shih Tzu poodle or a shit poo, or a poo shit. It depends on how you want to put it. Overall, he's a shit, and I love him.
I like poo shit. I think a poo shit works.
He's my buddy.
He just likes to hang. Look at that.
He
That's
is.
great.
He's just a hanging dog. So this is Toby, everyone. Toby, you got to let me do my thing, buddy. Thank you.
All right. Well, then there you have it. So
yeah, 36 and a 40.
that's kind of Barrel buddies
Two?
have given their input. 42, 36.
Can we rinse this swill really quick?
Yeah.
Any questions out there in Chatland? Just so you know, I'm going to be posting a lot to the old Barrel Buddies
Instagram.
Insta, and maybe even a couple of surprise drop-ins while I'm out traveling. I'm going to be in Boston, various places in Canada, and then a surprise visit to the nation's panhandle and crazy town, and that is Florida. So I'm going to be all over the eastern seaboard over the next 2 weeks.
Please, so don't forget to
posting around.
So follow us if you already don't. So Instagram, we're at the Barrel Buds. Follow us and catch these lives. He's just going to be going to town. All right, over there.
Ugh. Adding water was a bad choice.
Okay, well, fill me up. Uh-oh, we have a dog fight over here. Everyone's getting jealous.
Excuse you, sir.
Here, let me clear this out. Give me 2 seconds here.
You might want to give yourself a little rinsey rinse.
Yeah, especially to get rid of this Hancocks. All right, so for those that were here and are rewatching this and just wanted the Hancock's review,
That's it.
we're over. So we're just gonna hang out with
Answer
some people
any
in
of
the
your
chat.
questions.
If you guys want to let us know what you're drinking in the chat, whiskey questions, Vegas questions, whatever you guys have. Wow, you are really heavy-handed
Who wants
with
to know
this
about the?
pour.
Who wants to know about the MGM hack? Is it really as bad as they showing on TikTok?
Listen, here's
and the
my
answer is yes.
here's my statement. Be careful who you trust, who your news sources are, is all I want to say. It's embarrassing to see how many just like people. Here's the thing. I don't consider us influencers, whatever you want to call
We're
it. Like,
influencers.
no.
We're
I will
influencers.
argue with you on that. I think that we're just hobbyists that we appreciate whiskey and bourbon and booze in general, and we like to just talk to fellow enthusiasts and hobbyists about what we enjoy and
Yeah.
the friends we've made, and it's been awesome. And I like that conversation. We're not ones to go to some random place and be like, "Hey guys, check out this new
That's true.
That's
true.
BS," and
That's
this is a cool thing. All these randos like have picked up all these news stories now, and they're trying to act like official news people. I'm like,
Jimmy's going to be doing, I think, some posting about the Oktoberfest going on at BZ this weekend.
yeah. So our apologies. We were actually supposed to go out there, but we
My
actually, I'm going to say it was a rain delay because there's been really bad rain
Out of
in
nowhere
Vegas.
today. Out of
Literally
nowhere
came
today.
out of nowhere. Go
Crazy.
figure. Go figure. So, all right, what did you pour here? What's our
this is
second
the
up?
Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Select.
Can you tell me why it's in this thing? Why is it in the globe?
So I got it as a Christmas present a few years back
Okay.
with my Globe decanter, and my Globe decanter has a ship inside of it.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Okay, let's see if the audience can kind of see that.
Yeah, there's a ship inside the Globe decanter.
I'll
So,
kind of like,
Yeah,
they can kind of make out there. Sorry, we're not in the normal.
yeah,
days here,
we're in the old
so-
in the old Askins house here. So yeah, I put it in there just as cool, thanks for this bottle and thanks for the Globe, and I never thought to let me keep all of that together. So my bad, because you get a Single Barrel Select rye now is
Ooh,
they don't have
God,
that.
it's like biscuity. I get like,
It's really interesting.
what?
And obviously I have not drank a whole lot of it.
Just get the nose. Don't sip it yet. You get like biscuit.
It's real
I get
biscuity.
Biscuit. That is so wild. Is it me? Or are you really getting biscuit?
No,
Or did I just?
it is. It's not as spicy as you'd expect it to be
No.
for a rye. I would expect a ton of spice. There's not a lot of spice. It actually smells very smooth, well-rounded, and yeah, bready and biscuity, kind of like a hot. Forgive the use of Chick-fil-A biscuit, like a nice hot, good in the morning biscuit.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Let's get into this.
Oh, but it's big on the palate.
Did you water that down? Is
I
there
haven't.
water in there?
Nope.
That's strange. Tastes watered down.
You know what's weird about it?
Like I don't know.
I think it's
I
the
don't know.
Hancock's personally, because I think it tastes like Old Spice.
You're absolutely right.
It tastes like Old Spice smells.
Old Spice smells. Yes. Yes.
It tastes like Old Spice.
Old Spice, get with Jack Daniels and create an Old Spice Jack Daniels
Genius. That's genius
deodorant
marketing.
or soap.
That is genius
You guys
marketing.
will be billionaires. Thank you
Nick.
for the idea.
Nick, dude, Breakthrough Beverage has just
come
created
here,
the greatest thing ever,
Come here.
and that is when Jack Daniels and Old Spice come together, create the world's first mega marketing campaign.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first.
And we will be glad to tout that. I'll tout that.
The show's recorded, so as of what is it, September 20th, 2023, 7:36
Because I'm gonna
p.m.
tell ya,
Pacific time.
I'm not
We
mad
came
about
up
it.
with the idea when this is replayed in a court of law.
I'm not mad about this.
When we're trying to get our 10% royalties.
10%. 10%. Dude, I don't even need 10%. I'll take a 8%.
From those guys.
From that, Because come on, a JD Old Spice combo would be stupidly successful. Like stupidly successful.
I do agree.
Think about all the JD stuff that they did when you could get Jack Daniel's burgers at TGI Fridays, or you could buy Jack Daniel's barbecue sauce. Anything Jack Daniel's is like Midas touch.
I am surprised we don't see, like I always say, like, oh yeah, the distilleries jumping the shark, doing all this weird marketing stuff. Like, I think they're missing the boat. A lot of distilleries need to get out there and do some like marketing with some other companies to really kind of move ahead. Because here's the thing, and most people know what is my watch is wigging out, guys. I'm sorry.
Is it time to take a walk? Do you smell burnt toast?
No,
Is
no.
your right arm
it's-
numb?
No. It's nothing like that. It just keeps going into some going into some timer mode. I don't know why. Anyway, my point being is that what was I going on? Okay,
You want to do more
companies
partnerships
and more
between
partnerships.
bourbon and some of the beverage companies.
Yeah, more partnerships just need to happen across the board because we are, as a hobby, I think finally over the hump.
Finally, maybe.
No, I think we're
Maybe it's like a camel.
Peak bourbon was probably last year.
It could be a double hump.
No, so I use a lot of secondary market pricing as my frame of reference.
Wait, James.
And prices are down, guys. As I'm sure if you're watching this, you probably know secondary market.
We're gonna have a double hump. But what do you call
There's
a
no
camel
double
with
hump.
3 humps?
We're not, because what's going to happen is another booze takes its place. And if you look at history, that's always what happens. Whiskey will go away. Tequila will be huge like it is now. Rum's on the come up.
Oh, it is.
Gin,
Rum is
I
on
think,
the
is
come up.
peaked.
Gin has come and gone. And gin has found its market, obviously, in Europe. So if you're in Europe, gin has a really big following. It's a super craft thing. It's very hip.
Yeah.
It's going to find a small bump here, and I think it kind of already did. I don't expect we're going to see a lot of gin here. Rum is on the come up.
Rum is on the come up. Tequila is kind of peaking.
And then
Tequila
you're going to see a
is
second bump.
huge.
You're going to see a second bump in bourbon whiskey because all the production.
No, you ready?
They can't afford to not push it again.
I think we're going to see beer come back within
Beer's dead.
2 to 3 years.
Stop.
No, I think we're going to see 2 to 3 years. Beer will be back on the upswing. I know beer is at the bottom right now.
Yeah, it is.
Unfortunately,
The bottom.
because we love beer, and most of you, I'm sure, love beer.
It's at the bottom.
Certain beers, and I'm really looking forward to your adventures this coming next few weeks,
I'm
couple
going to
days,
find some
whatever.
stuff. I'm going to find
Because
some
you're
stuff.
going to I always consider the Northeast and the East Coast. It's kind of like that's beer. I mean, I know that's you can argue that point.
I can tell you there's some
But-
night shift brewing in my future tomorrow night. There's some
You
Trillium
need to
brewing.
name when you can start with the big names like Treehouse,
There's
Trillium, Hill Farmstead, and not say Night Shift.
There's some Treehouse
Then
in my future.
You'll get some credibility points, but when you open a statement and say Night Shift,
Hey, I'm just saying I'm going to night shift tomorrow night. I booked a brewery tour at Sam Adams on Friday
Okay.
with a cheese pairing. So we get to go check out the brewery, have some fresh Sam Adams right off the line, and then we're gonna do a cheese pairing, and I get to do an R&D tasting. So they're gonna bring out some R&D beer for me, and I get to fill out a little survey.
Okay. Anyway,
It's cool.
all that's irrelevant because you need to find the bar, and I forgot the name of it,
I already found it.
that overlooks Sam
Sam
Adams'
Adams'
grave, where you get a Sam Adams Boston Lager and you toast Sam Adams' grave while you're sipping on a Sam Adams in that bar. That's like the Sam Adams thing to do in Boston, friends. So,
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped.
the tour is cool. Sam Adams is cool. I like Sam Adams. I'm nothing
What's your
wrong with
favorite Sam
Adams.
Adams offering?
And Boston Lager.
Really?
I just love the
OG
run of the mill. Sam Adams to me is just a pool pounder. I enjoy Sam
You
Adams.
just like the thing that gets the taste of cigarettes and hooker spit out of your mouth?
It's just a solid offering. I can say nothing wrong with it.
I
There's
mean,
nothing wrong with it.
okay. And then I don't mind a good.
It's like
Boston
fight me.
Lager.
I mean, what do you have against it? Or what?
I
do
got
you
nothing
prefer?
against it.
What do you prefer? Do you have a preference?
I do. So I love the cherry wheat.
I don't know that I've had it. I don't think
man.
I've had the cherry wheat.
Cherry wheat from Sam Adams.
Sounds a little bougie you
is-
saying
is
that.
super good. And in the wintertime,
Yeah.
they make a beer called Blackberry Wit Beer.
I've never heard of
They
these.
put them out
Wow.
in 6-packs. Blackberry Wit Beer is ridiculous.
Beantown Pub.
Oh, thank you for that. Who in the chat did we get to give love
Safi.
to?
Safi,
Safi,
of course. Beantown Pub, yes.
No, so you take a cherry wheat. Any time of the year, you can get cherry wheat.
Yeah.
You take a cherry wheat and you do half cherry wheat, half Guinness.
Is that like a
Like
black
that.
and tan, what sort of?
Kind of like a black and tan, but cherry.
Okay.
It's really good.
All right.
Just saying.
Looking forward to it. You're going to have some
A lot of
adventures
adventures.
for us next week. So please, you got to go live. Guys, make sure to follow us on Instagram to get this at the Barrel Buds, because I'm even looking forward to do it, because I'm not going out there anytime soon, thankfully. But
You don't know. Yeah.
Well,
As the boss sends you out there in the next 2
hold on.
weeks.
I would probably say my next adventure out there will be beginning, sometime in 2024. I'll be going out there. So we'll, and I'll be doing the same. And I'm glad, because you're going to be going around on location to some great spots. So
Yeah, well, Treehouse, I'm going to go to the new Tewksbury location where they got the 9-hole golf course. Oh, yeah. That's my Friday morning adventure.
and the weather's faring pretty nicely there. You might be able to get on the green. You might be able to.
No green action. Because I already looked and I could book an early morning tea time. But I've already got too much stuff.
Too much
going
planned.
on.
All
Yeah,
right.
too much planned. We got Oktoberfest at Trillium there at Fort Point, down on the waterfront.
Safi
And
can't wait to see us again. When are you coming out? Are you coming out?
she's coming out in December.
Oh yeah, we'll have a blast. December's great because it's too cold out. Well, we say it's too cold.
We say it's too
us
cold.
Desert dwellers.
But for you in the Great White
Um,
North, it's going to be like summertime.
Yeah, and it just means you stay inside and drink. You don't
Yeah.
go outside. You don't
So
go
we'll
outside.
come hang out. So just come hang out. That goes for any of you coming to Las Vegas. DM us, hit us up. We'd
Yeah.
love to see you. We'd love to drink with you. We
Yep.
have some good hangout spots.
Yeah, you can message us on YouTube or thebarrelbuddies.com. If you go to our website, we have
Or
our
At the Barrel Buds. on
contact
Insta.
us on there, or you can message us on Instagram at the Barrel Buds. And yeah, more than I mean, tons of people are coming to Vegas. We've met a ton of you, Safi. We've met.
It doesn't get different. It is like
I'm digging this. It's a
It's-
solid rye.
it's a
It's
solid rye. But it's like Old Spice.
Do you know what it reminds me of? It's a few steps below Old Carter, but I get Old Carter vibes from this.
Oh, interesting.
yeah,
I would
like
say
Old Carter rye
it's not on par
It's
with
not
Old Carter.
and Old
Not at
Carter
all.
rye, but I'm getting like, oh, it's kind of like a poor man's Old Carter rye.
Why? You know what?
If you don't want to drop $400 on Old Carter
Thank
rye,
you. Thank you for saying so.
you can get
Jeez.
this.
Thank you for
You-
saying so.
Here's the thing: you can get this, and you're 75% of the way to an Old Carter rye. I
You
think it has
so?
a little bit more richness and depth to it, and
You know, I'm gonna go like find an oak cask and go pour this right back into it.
you should.
Let it sit for 4 months.
Safi's going to be out here. We're going to wear matching shirts, obviously, because
Let's
she'll have a Barrel Buddy shirt.
Go.
The new design, which you're wearing, so
I
it
am-
has
I am wearing
logo,
it.
small logo top left, big logo on the back. That's kind of the run of the mill kind of.
My
shirt.
dog is in the way. I'm sorry.
It's like Toby's face.
He's like,
So I think that's kind of
That's
wrapping
it.
up the show.
That's the show this
So
week.
here's the thing: next week is going to be my responsibility to figure out because he's going to be gone.
I think you and Ken have something.
So I'm actually was going to say that.
I think
so
there's a
Ken,
tequila show in your future.
hold on, and Ken, I'm going to spoil it if we'll bring it up on the show. But Ken's going to be leaving us in November.
What?
Ken is packing up the family and moving to somewhere in the Pacific Northwest.
Lucky.
But yeah, good for Ken. Good opportunities up there. I'm glad he's. What I don't like though, I told him the alcohol tax up there. I think in Washington it's like 20 or 30%.
Woof.
So I said, just pack up all your bottles and
Yeah.
drive them up there.
You know what this means, though? Dude, it means
What's
that we
that?
got someplace to hang for our trip.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. No, not only do we have Ken, but we have my buddy Art's up there in where is he at? Seattle? Outside of Seattle.
Bellevue.
I got to find out where he's at, but he works for like some tech company up there, and
All
we'll
right.
have Ken up there. So we'll have some connections up in Pacific Northwest.
Killer.
Always wanted to, like, that was, I think that's like my retirement area is kind of up there somewhere.
Love
Not
it.
that matters, but it's just so awesome up there.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't get too hot, doesn't get too cold.
Little rain.
A little bit of rain. Well, yeah, there's
A lot
rain,
of bit of rain.
but the rain is okay when you don't have to really deal with snow and you don't have to really deal with desert temperatures, because
rain
our
in
summers
Spain.
suck. The rain in Spain. So
You know, this summer was weird. We were just talking about it, how the summer was like super hot, and then out of nowhere it cooled right back down.
we've had a
It's been
very
so
mild.
pleasant.
We've had a pleasant. We'll say a somewhat,
Like
because
August was kind of rainy.
July was a scorcher. July was
was
death.
rough.
All of July was like,
But
I
then
hope
August,
August,
like,
doesn't get worse.
chilled out and was rainy.
Monsoon season lucked out, and we had a couple fronts come in that kept it cool,
Right.
so we didn't get hit.
September
now-
so far has been great, amazing.
Summer's over, man. At this point,
And I'm like, it's fall time.
It's September 20th. Like,
Lucky.
it's fall now.
Lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel lucky.
Just getting to the chat. Savi says bye to Ken. We do already miss him already.
We do.
She
We'll
wants
get him on the
to.
show.
She's like, we got to come hang out in her neck of the woods. We have to plan a
Dude.
Midwest, a big Midwest
Yes.
trip, because there's some Nuclearis, Three Floyds.
Oh my God, Nuclearis. Some of the greatest beers.
You know,
by
there's
Nuclearis.
just, and of course I'm spacing out, but those are two like huge ones that I want to go check out. Malort, like if we're in the Chicago area.
I'll be in Chicago
Obviously.
tomorrow, and yes, there will be live Malort shots from the Midway Airport. So tune in for that.
And even Uncle P is saying that in good old Pennsylvania, he's having a great fall so far. It's starting.
Uncle
so,
Punky, actually, I just talked to him over the weekend.
Yeah,
He wants you and I to just show up for a weekend.
I would love that.
You
I
want to
will
just
fly
like
in. We'll just fly in.
you want to catch like a Breeze Airways
Yes.
or JetBlue and just be
Yes.
like, we're here for the weekend. Take us to the Great Pumpkin, Charlie
I
Brown.
want to go to that Amish buffet.
the maple leaf pumpkin farms.
We do your pumpkin thing, but I want to go to that
Yeah.
Amish buffet.
Yeah.
And then we need to go to our wonderful friends in Lancaster, Thistlefinch.
Oh yeah.
We need to go
No,
drop into our
I
friends.
love the
Thistlefinch.
idea of going to Milwaukee.
Oh yeah, there's going to be a ton of stuff
Are
to
you
do in
kidding? Are
Milwaukee.
you kidding?
That'll be a good time.
I would
So,
love to go to
Uncle
Milwaukee.
P says Shady Maple. That's an
Shady Maple. That's it. Shady Maple. I'm like Maple Leaf Pumpkin Farms.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you
same
saying?
as Shady Maple. You know, it's the same.
And then I want to run into some random Amish folk and see if we can get a ride in the wagon or in their like carriage.
I'll have to shave the mustache
No,
so I can
You're
look like
good.
one of them.
actually, you should do that. Yeah, do a little Amish just for the trip.
Get the straw hat.
Yeah.
I'll be Famish.
Oh yeah, and we can buy an Amish fireplace from one of them too.
I have
and
one.
it shipped to Vegas.
I have one. I'll show you before you leave. No, I have one. Oh no, I was going to give it to you. Remember? We're going to talk.
Don't
Okay.
eat it for the barrel buddies. Hold on, before we go, really quick. Last reminder: put the brakes on it. He's going to be on location, some amazing spots on the East Coast
Yes.
next week. So please follow us on Instagram. He'll be going live. He'll be going live on Instagram at the Barrel Buds. Please follow us.
Please.
DM us if you're coming out to Vegas. I'll have a surprise show that I'll be doing next week that I'm going to work out with some people here in Vegas.
Yes.
And that's the Barrel Buddies. So for the Barrel Buddies, I'm James.
And I'm BJ. We'll see you next week. And now we have to go because we have to like. turn
I
off
kind of
the
like
whole
shut this
camera.
off. I gotta get up and like I'm like, hey, how do we turn this off?
You
And
just hit end call.
hang on. Hold on.
Oh, hi, Mildred.
All right, we're gonna cancel that. We're going to. I think I just shut it off. All right, friends.
End call.
End call.